Have you ever been to a restaurant and seen the a guy sitting there at a table by himself and the place is packed with families and all that? My son and I was at a restaurant over the weekend and there was this gentleman there by himself, and it really had me thinking. Alcoholism definitely causes loneliness, and you see that a lot with guys, more so guys than you do women. Alcoholism causes a lot of things, from health impacts, mental health, relationship problems, addiction, financial impact, and social isolation. And out of those, just those six things alone, five of them has impacted me pretty deeply. Health is still to be determined. As far as I know, I'm pretty healthy, but I mean, the financial impact, man, if I had the money I spent on alcohol over 25 years invested into something, I mean, man, I may not even have to work anymore. Uh, so that's pretty depressing to think about, to be honest. In relationships, I've probably destroyed every relationship I've ever been in as far as romantic. And when it comes to family and friends, I mean, they've been impacted too. I don't even talk to a lot of the people I used to. So alcohol has destroyed, I guess, pretty much every kind of relationship, to be honest. Um, and the mental health, I remember waking up, so many days and just be in a foul mood, just be pissed off at the world. And I existed that way through the entire day, like it never faded. And I remember somebody asking me one time, "Why are you so mad?" And I didn't have an answer. I'm like, that's a good question. Like, why am I so mad? You know, when you quit drinking, you still feel all those emotions. It's an emotional roller coaster, almost like when you go through a breakup in a relationship. And at first, you're like, why did I quit drinking? Because I still feel like crap, right? I still feel all these emotions. Because in the beginning of drinking, like, you drink and then, your problems go away and you start having fun, right? But then the more you drink, like longer length of time you drink, not that night, but years or whatever, months, whatever it is, um, then the anger and the problems start to come out during drinking, right? And then that's when your experiences start becoming bad. And if, depending on how you drink and how you handle it, I mean, if you have blackout episodes and you don't know what you did the night before, I mean, that can be really bad. um to be honest, there was plenty of mornings I woke up and I was like, what did I do last night? Like, who's going to be pissed off at me today? And I was ashamed and ashamed of things that I had done and said, and it was awful. It's like you wake up and you're like, oh crap, what did I do last night? Did I offend somebody? Did I piss somebody off? Did I, what did I do? And you get up and you just kind of looking around like, who's gonna be mad at me, and you just gotta wait and see what happens or whatever. And I don't know how many times it was like that for me. And looking back, it's so stupid. It was like, why did I do that? I don't even understand it now. I looked up some statistics, and I'm not 100% sure, how accurate they are. I mean, I feel like they're pretty accurate. They seem pretty accurate to me. But a man is four times more likely to die by suicide, 22.8, I'm not sure how they get the point 0.8, but 22.8 men per 100,000 commit suicide, 100,000 people. And only 5.9 per 100,000 of women commit suicide. Now, I say only, it's still tragic, but that's a big difference. Men don't stick together like women do, though. Women, they can get out of a relationship, they can, come off of drugs or alcohol or whatever, and people will swarm around her, lift her up, and help her. And at least in my experience, men aren't really like that. They're kind of left to themselves to figure it out, and it's hard. I mean, the people that I hurt during my drinking phases um, have every right to be pissed off at me and not want to talk to me or whatever. That's fine, you know. But at the same time, it's like, well, I did all this alone. And a lot of them probably think, oh, he's just lying, he's just not telling anybody he's drinking. And they can think what they want. I mean, at the end of the day, I know what I do, and alcohol is not even allowed at my home, so it is what it is. But it's a really sad world that we live in, because that many men commit suicide, and a lot of it is probably because they feel rejected. They feel they're lonely, and they just got all these emotions, and they don't have anybody there to support them, to help them through it. You got to be a strong individual to overcome an addiction and do it by yourself. And that's why you see you see like older men. I remember when I was younger, there was this older man that lived in this house, and like, if you dare step the foot on his yard, man, he would tear you up. And he was always yelling and cussing and screaming and stuff like that. And I'm sure about everybody knows a man like that. And I could imagine that he's went through all these emotions and probably alcoholism, if not drugs or whatever the case may be. But it's just it's really heartbreaking, to be honest. And that's for me to make these videos. I think it helps me deal with what I'm going through or have went through, and helps me process it. And my end goal is to help someone else, whether it's today, tomorrow, or 5 years from today, because these videos will always be here. And so that's kind of, and it'd be nice to build like a community to where everyone can help everyone. And that's kind of my purpose here. And it also will tell my story to my son when I'm long gone. um, because I think it's important for him to see that, yeah, dad struggled, but he changed his life, and he's doing good things, and he's better. My son's only 8, so he didn't see all my struggles, although he was alive when I went through the end of them. And honestly, that alone was the biggest reason for me to put down alcohol, was him. And I don't know without him if I would have made it. And I'm just being honest. Suicide is not something that I would ever, obviously want anybody to do. Excuse me. Um, and it's not nothing that I wanted to do, but I had those thoughts. You know what I'm saying? I had those thoughts, and I dealt with those emotions. So, but in the end of the story is, my son is what saved me, because I was like, what happens to him if I'm not here? Um, because he's important to me, obviously. So, what I would do is I would sit with my emotions, and I would get a piece of paper, and I would write down each emotion, and then I would put next to it why I felt that way, whether it was like a breakup, or if it was from my childhood, or whatever it was that made me feel the way I was feeling. then I'd tell myself that can't hurt you no more. That breakup can't hurt you no more. That childhood memory can't hurt you no more. That's in the past. So I need to leave it there, you know? And, and that's honest to God. That's what helped me stop being so angry and so mad. Just figuring out where that emotion was coming from, you know? And then also, I would live in the moment. If I was in the shower, I would enjoy that hot water hitting my body and not think about anything else other than that shower, the hot water hitting my body. Or if I was eating, I would just enjoy the food I was eating and I wouldn't think about anything else. And yeah, your mind will try to wander and it'll try to, veer off course, but you got to focus and bring it back. And it doesn't matter what you're doing in your day, whether you're driving your car, which if you're driving, you should be focused and paying attention to what you're doing anyway. But I just would not let my mind wander, and I would stay focused in the moment of what I was doing. Like I said, nothing from the past can hurt you, and there's no sense in thinking about the future because I can't predict the future. I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I'm not going to sit here and worry too much about a bill or about this, that, or the other in the future. I mean, I have no idea what's going to happen in the future. So I would live in the moment, and I still do that. That's what I do. Literally, I will tell myself, "Hey, right now we're taking a shower, so let's enjoy the shower or whatever I'm doing." And that's really helped me. So maybe that's something that you can try, and you can let me know how it works for you. Well, listen, friends, I think this video has gotten kind of long enough, and I really hope something that I said helps you in some way or resonates with you in some way. Um, if you want, you're welcome to leave a question or a comment or something in the comments. And if you would like, I could make a video talking about it. And if it's something that I know about, um, I, I would be more than happy to do that for you. I always respond to the comments. So, and another thing too that I want to include in this video, and I'm also going to put it in the description. Again, I don't condone at all um, suicide. It's terrible, obviously. So the National Suicide Hotline is 988, and you can also text hello to 79829. Friends, it's not worth it. Your life is too valuable. You have people that care about you. I care about you. That's why I'm here. I'm here for you. Listen, I'm I'm going to be okay. I know I will. But I'm here for you, and I hope you're going to be okay. I'll see you again soon.